John White says, Bill, I had a pit bull for 11 years. She was the sweetest, smartest dog I ever encountered. And I hear it over and over from people who own pit bulls. But then you hear these stories, and you have to wonder. Davey, is that Kim on the line there?
I'm glad we're talking to Kim because I too have a pit bull. And,
you have a pit bull,
and
how did I forget that? Why don't you talk about it then?
Well, and she's very sweet, but sometimes when you play with her, if you didn't train her early, and I'm lucky to have talked to Kim early on because if we hadn't trained her, to not bite or to not have teeth on skin contact, she might have played a little rough and got out of hand. And I think it's good we have Kim on now because she can kind of explain why it's not just pit bulls.
Trained Andrew how to not. He's Italian. He talks with his hands. Unfortunately, now he only talks with his hand because one's missing. Kim Strong is on right now. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
So your message is don't judge the pit bulls.
No, my message is judge the owners.
Okay. All right.
Because no dog, I don't care whether it's a lab, a pit bull, a chihuahua, no dog belongs off leash, certainly not near children. Certainly not at a bus stop where there's kids running around.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I have pit bulls. Pit bulls are my breed. That's what I do. But not every pit bull belongs in a home with a child. Not every dog belongs in a home with a child. I have a chocolate lab here that doesn't do little kids.
Yeah.
So you need to be a responsible owner, period. It doesn't matter the breed, but especially with a bull. Number one, people are afraid of them.
Well, and number two, the pit bull has the power and the strength to cause extreme damage.
So does every other dog.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily.
I was bit 35 times on the hands a few years ago by a black lab.
So, Kim, that's a fair point. But listen,
do a lot of damage.
I'm not blaming the pit bulls here. I'm saying not any dog can flip a child in the air like that. Not any dog. There's big ones, medium ones, little ones.
I had a tiny dog bite me in the back of the leg before.
Bites you can cause damage.
Sure,
right.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the severity of damage depending on the dog, and that might be a Doberman Pinscher. It might be a German Shepherd. It might be a pit bull.
Okay. How about this? Any dog over 20 pounds could do that.
Okay. All right.
Kim, can I ask you?
But is there a king of all dogs? Is the pit bull the strongest of all dogs, or is there another dog that's stronger?
I would say mastiffs are stronger than bulls.
Okay. And then the other question is, are there dogs that just by their own nature could be more temperamental than other dogs? Like I see a German Shepherd, for instance, as being a very loyal and jealous dog.
By nature. Yeah.
By nature. Because every German Shepherd I've ever had has always been like that.
Well, but that's experiential. We now have something called science on our side.
Okay.
In 30 years ago, when most of the trainers and stuff were training, it was all based on experiential knowledge. Everything we knew about dogs is based on what trainers had seen themselves.
Yeah.
Now we have universities and we have professional organizations doing science. And when you, everybody assumed because a pit bull latches on, doesn't let go, that they have more power in their jaws than a German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
And bite power, that's actually not the case. Pit bulls are a very tenacious dog. They are usually a very submissive dog. What we end up doing is labeling behaviors, which is how a dog behaves.
Yeah.
And then we label this dog as, it's dominant, it's this, it's submissive, it's trying to upshow you, those are labels that we put on dogs to help us understand, but they're inaccurate.
So why is it that we have so many pit bull attacks?
Because we have so many pit bulls.
Okay. And is it because
we have so many backyard breeders?
Yep.
Okay. And is it because it is the dog of choice for people who might have might be a bit nefarious and train those dogs for protection?
No. I think it was that way earlier on. In the last 10 years, there's a standing joke. If you see a white woman, she's going to be going up and loving on the first pit bull she sees. it's a standing joke in like the inner city community that white women aren't afraid of anything.
Okay.
And it's funny that way because
I don't know that joke. I've never heard it.
I've heard it about you, Kim, but I haven't heard it about all white women.
But it's funny. A lot of the comedians have said it, and I laugh because it's true. You see a woman and you see a pit bull, and the women are going to love them.
But not the black women or the Asians, just the white women.
That's inaccurate too.
Okay.
What we don't do is we don't respect the dogs. Not every dog loves every person.
Yeah.
Kim,
I mean, and it's just that simple. So because we have a lot more pit bulls in the shelters, we have a lot more pit bulls in the community because these people aren't breeding to breed a bad dog. They aren't breeding aggression into these dogs. Most of the people breeding bulls or the bull breed, they're looking to make a buck.
Yeah.
They've not done genetic testing. They have no idea what they're doing.
But I got to tell you, when you look through history, people have used certain dogs, and not just people, but you go through governments and monarchies, and you go way back through history. Certain breeds have been used for certain reasons because they've been breeded for certain purposes. And well,
if you go back to that, then the bulls have been used for nanny dogs.
Okay.
They've been. I mean, that's what they were for.
I don't know what a nanny dog is, but what is that? A dog that takes care of another dog?
They were bred to protect children. They were there to protect the children. Pit bulls tend to be, or pit bull actually isn't even a breed. The bull breed has been meant for loyalty. And
I must say, we got to get these guys to stop using those big chains because that's overkill. Right?
Well, using those big chains does nothing but damage the spine and the neck of the dog.
Yeah, because it's very heavy. And your neck. I mean, remember when you were wearing that chain?
That's right.
Exactly.
Kim, can you speak to what you and I had kind of talked about yesterday? There's a program you're bringing in to the area that you feel may have helped this girl avoid injury.
Well, it definitely would have helped possibly reduce the injury. Anytime you're facing a dog that's running towards you, our natural instinct is to run, scream, yell, flail, do whatever. And really what you need to do is be a tree. Trees are boring to dogs. If you're not moving, they are much less likely to attack you. So the program is actually called Be a Tree.
So you have
and
to
it
freeze.
tells children to bring their limbs in, which brings their arms into their body close, look down at their feet, and count until help arrives.
That's going to be hard to pull off.
And it's something that has to be practiced.
Yeah.
And I've faced aggressive dogs. I've faced a lot of aggressive dogs. And the last thing you want to do is yell, scream, and flail your arms because that's just something for them to chase. And it doesn't matter what the breed is. Being still, being calm is the most important thing. And that's not anything that's going to happen until children and people have practiced it. And they understand the point of doing it. And it's scary. You have to talk yourself through it.
Yeah.
But it does and can prevent injuries. Well, I watched one of the women who witnessed this, and she said the child was screaming and flailing. That's not the child's fault. That's what we do when we're scared. But what we need to do is practice being trees.
Yeah.
Bring your arms in to prevent damage. The last place you ever want to get bit is on the hand. There are more nerve endings and small bones in your hands than there are anywhere else in your body other than your feet. So if you're going to get bit, it's better to be bit on the arm than on the hands themselves.
All right. So bring your hands in and act like a tree. But that's going to be tough to do.
And
I'm looking for a shed. I'm going to go into a shed or something.
Well,
I practiced
it is
this
tough to do, Bill. But again, if it saves, because when a child sees a dog, and I've had it happen here in Oriskany Boulevard.
Yeah.
Children are walking down the road. We're walking these big dogs, and we run from children because we don't want a child to run up to us.
Right. Well, we can't by any means say that this 12-year-old girl did anything wrong. She obviously.
No, my God, no. And I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
This man was completely irresponsible. He needed to have those dogs under control. He needed to not be bringing those dogs out when there's a bunch of children standing at a bus stop.
Right.
Kim, can I ask?
He needed to have them leashed. No bull, no dog belongs off leash when there are other people present.
All right.
Think about it. If, say, some dogs react to facial hair, some dogs react to hats, sunglasses, body size, male, female. So you have your dog off leash. 99% of the people who try to have their dog off leash have not done the training for total recall to have. Oops, sorry about that.
She's just taking off in her helicopter.
To have their dog off leash.
All right.
So it's people need to have their dogs on leash.
Yeah. Okay.
Kim, let me ask you, the Ag and Markets statute there that he's charged under, I think he's facing 6 or 7 charges. 6 of them are under this Ag and Market statute, which is not obviously a criminal thing. What is the penalty for this? Would he have to pay a fine? I know he does have one reckless endangerment charge.
He might be any
from police,
medical expenses. He might be responsible for those.
Well, most likely
they're going to sue him.
They're going to sue, but the court, even the court for the criminal court, will force him to pay restitution if he's able to.
Okay. Well, it sounds like he was wanted on another charge in St. Johnsville, so we don't know what's going to come of all of that. So, all right. Well, but when you do this program, I'd be very curious to see it and have it in studio when you're ready to launch that. So,
absolutely.
All right.
All right, guys.
I am.
Just remember, please always enforce and tell people. We got to educate people. Dogs on leash. Dogs on leash. Dogs on leash.
And
it saves so much trouble.
All right. I appreciate it, Kim. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And in this case, you just got to, it just is so difficult to understand how this girl could just be standing there and these dogs just saw her as something to go after. I mean, they had to be trained to do bad things to even be, right? Because you've got these loving dogs. Everybody's saying my pit bulls are the sweetest things in the world.
But it's funny, though, what Kim talks about motion and all that, because sometimes me getting up from the couch, it used to be quicker than it is now, but me getting up from the couch would prompt my dog to want to play, and she'll immediately get into this she'll get into a low stance and want to start jumping on me. Yeah. So, if you get up kind of quick or move a sudden movement,
and I also think some people, the way they treat the dogs is they'll punch them in the face, and they'll kick them, and they'll they'll abuse those dogs, which makes them meaner, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, it's you got to feel for that family and the little girl, and how scary that must have been to just be there and have those 2 dogs, 2 of them, come and attack her. It's just crazy.